Last but not least, we are on our last company for today for the pitch competition. Welcome Wisdom Labs. First the video and then Corey Smith, the CEO.
Hi, I'm Corey Smith, co-founder and CEO of Wisdom Labs, sheltering in place here in Moss Beach, California, just south of San Francisco, where we're based. And Wisdom Labs is focused on science-based solutions for mental, emotional, and social health at work and at scale. We provide solutions to help employers and their employees navigate stress and build resiliency, and to combat social isolation and loneliness, and to build social connection at work. And my background has been a social entrepreneur. I've had a number of different companies, all based in San Francisco from the very early days of the web. I've seen and built companies from the ground up, all the way to being sold by public companies at $60 million over invested capital. I also, previous to starting Wisdom Labs, I was the first innovation fellow for the city of San Francisco, working in the mayor's office. And I've never been more excited than I am today with Wisdom Labs and what the potential is to really scale this out to employers in a way that really lands with them. And I want to give you evidence of how that plays out. We have 3 different products that are digital. They're all SaaS-based, and they're monthly recurring revenue models. They work independently and work together. I want to focus on 2. Our flagship program is Wise at Work Communities. That's a peer-to-peer led community program that is run by employees within the organization on our platform. All they need to do is log in, open up their laptop, invite colleagues to join at a conference room or virtually. They push play, a science-based lesson happens, then a practice, and so they can really get it into their system, so they get it to their mind, into their system, and then a discussion around how that shows up in the organization. So it's just kind of auto-customized as well. We've had clients like Merck Pharmaceutical and Kauffman Foundation and GoPro that have been doing this, and Wifley Financial for about 2 years already, and it really works. And when people connect on this, they really feel that sense of bonding within their organization and with their peers. That is paired with our Wise at Work app, which is, you may have heard of Calm or Headspace, which are mindfulness apps, meditation apps. They're competitors of ours. You see Calm has a valuation of over $1 billion. Well, we're like that, but we're much different because we're focused specifically on the workplace. And let me tell you how 2 of these work together with one of our clients, LinkedIn. And LinkedIn came to us and they said, we heard about these community programs. We would love to pilot one of them. And that went really well, so they piloted another. They started to pay for them. And that exposed everyone to the app which comes with it. So when they're not practicing once a week together, we suggest things that they use on this app. And so they were getting feedbacks like, this app is really great. And so they invited us just recently to participate in a month-long 30-day challenge head-to-head with one of our top competitors. And when they came out of that challenge, we had 4 times the engagement, 4 times the minutes you actually exercised are used on our app. And we had a tremendous headwind because very few people have actually downloaded our app, and everyone was using the app prior. So I think we could even get greater engagement over one of these competitors as well. But beyond that engagement, and they're data-driven all around this, they took surveys of employees of 475, and they also looked at our dashboard, which is a dashboard that gives all of the anonymized aggregated data of what's going on with the mental, emotional, and social well-being with our employees after this survey, and they awarded us the contract for the entire company. So our app now has replaced our competitor. We reach our app out to all 16,000 employees. We've quickly expanded our 2 or 3 communities to 17 globally. all around the world in every place they operate. And so that's an example of how we can really scale what we do and how people like our organizations make a data-driven analysis of what really works for their organization and an ongoing dashboard of understanding how these things really work for companies. And so we're really excited about the future. We feel like we're right at the beginning. We're raising about $1.5 million before we go to pre-seed. And we'll make available we're looking for new clients, of course, always. And we'll make available our COVID resource kit, which includes 90 days access to the app that you can try out and give to anyone and see if they like it. And we're also doing Wise at Work virtual communities, which you can join also and invite other people to join with some of the top leading neuroscientists and wisdom leaders on a weekly basis as well. So you get a sense of both of those for free. So I want to thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to talking with you in person. Bye.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Corey. And before we welcome Corey back to the stage, I just want to note to the folks who are listening, we are aware that the questions are coming in, and apologies, we haven't gotten to them yet. If you've never done one of these before, there's a live component of it, and then there's a 10-second delay that gets streamed to, in this case, Vimeo. A lot of folks don't keep the Vimeo on due to the 10-second delay, so we've asked the companies who are being asked questions to log in and directly answer any questions that have come their way in the Vimeo chat. So please, if you've been asking questions, sit tight. The companies will be responding to you directly. Corey, welcome, and also welcome Margaret and Colleen, our judges, to ask some questions.
Colleen, would you like to start?
Sure. Hi, Corey. Nice to see you. Great video, and I think you're spot on in terms of addressing the mental, emotional health, specifically, and the social isolation. The group format sounds really exciting. I have a question, and I loved your story about what happened with LinkedIn, and wondered, based on your company, what is your sales and marketing strategy to continue to grow the business?
Thanks, Colleen. That is where we're putting our emphasis right now. And I think one of the reasons why we're excited about being in the running for this $100,000 prize. We're interested now that we have proven traction with companies like LinkedIn and Salesforce and Merck Pharmaceutical to really build on that. I think that if you can characterize us, we're in a pre-seed stage, just about to go to Series A will be our next step. So we're in this early stage where we've been building product and piloting product, and now we know that it really works within organizations. So marketing and sales is where we're putting our emphasis. And within that bucket, we are looking at going direct to HR, learning and development, benefits folks, but also we have a set of products we can go direct to, if you will, a B2B2C, so direct to consumers who work with a set of products that is easy for these managers and others just to say, I want to credit card swipe and either get the app or this Wise at Work Communities program for my team. So it's another way around. And then the other thing that we're really seeing is we had a couple of conversations with United Healthcare recently, who came to us and said, we've never seen, we've seen a lot of apps, but we haven't seen this peer-to-peer learning communities. And what they've told us is it's $79 for a call with a therapist. It's $300 and some for a visit, and yet there's a 45-day waiting list. So if peers within an organization can start to learn and practice together around all these key skills around mental, emotional, and social well-being, that will also lower the cost, but also just serve more people. So we see opportunities for sales and marketing in those areas.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you, Corey. Really enjoyed your video and the storytelling. Have you done any sort of demographic analysis to figure out what sorts of work group populations are going to be most attracted to this kind of product as you think about how you sell and market this to different kinds of employers?
So we have looked at specific personas that we feel are the our primary target, and that is, again, people who are the traditional buyers who you probably already know, which is the HR and the wellness, et cetera. But within organizations, we see that the primary buyer is somebody who is a manager that wants to buy direct. So it's kind of nice to have where you can not only sell to the traditional buyers, but going direct. And so the demographics that we're going after is a manager in a mid-level company. We have a lot of big companies we work with, but we think mid-sized companies is where there's a lot of activity. We can scale really nicely from a 20-person to multiple thousands size organization. So we see mid-market. And within that, we see both the traditional buyers we mentioned, but also individuals who are just running an organization, at a manager level, that would just, I want to enhance the mental, emotional, and social well-being of my team. And also with our peer-to-peer learning, they're seeing with COVID and where we're moving into this next phase, I want to maintain this social connection. I think Ryan put it really well when he was saying the things that they're tracking at Wellcoa is social connection is one of the key areas. So that's a really hard thing to get at if you ask, how do you do that with a purely digital product? And so I think what we're seeing in terms of the opening that's even here with the current crisis is people that just say, these are really important skills. Human connection in a safe environment where we're learning and practicing together in a safe environment on a weekly basis, and then practicing with an app is a beautiful combination. I think that's a wide open market, and it's even more heightened now.
Thank you.
Excellent. Any other questions for Corey? And while we're waiting, Corey, there are questions coming in via chat. Colleen, I see your hand. We'll get to you in 1 sec. Once you're done with the Q&A, Corey, we're going to ask you to go to the live feed, log in, and answer those questions directly. Colleen, stage is yours.
Just to follow up on Margaret's question and your response of actually targeting the middle management, which is really interesting because they are very influential on their teams. What's the experience of your team, your leadership team, relationships to get into that level? Because that's a different, almost challenging market to penetrate.
Yeah, and that's where it starts to bridge a little bit into from just a B2B model to a B2B2C model. And so we have really been now beefing up our marketing ability within our organization. We're right now also about to hire a new head of marketing. We've got a few people in the pipeline, and the people we're looking at specifically for this are people who have really an excellent background in growth marketing. And we feel that the way to get to people is through the tradition, through growth marketing, meaning that we're identifying people that are out there through digital means to put an offer in front of them and to let them experience this for free for a period of time, because we know when people try it for free, they really like it and they stick with it. So that's been our approach. Lower the barrier really quickly, and then use digital means in order to both identify and to start to communicate with potential buyers. And we're also doing a series of webinars, et cetera, those have proven quite well to get people interested in the very beginning to reach out to these folks.
Excellent. Corey, thanks very much for joining us.